What client have you ever investigated has that kind of money to do that? They don't.
No.
They just don't. I don't have that kind of money.
I don't
Nobody
either.
really does.
Yeah.
I wish I had that kind of
Yeah,
money.
we wish, but we don't. I mean, I don't know of anyone that would have that kind of money. So that would mean that they would have to sell stuff, get loans, whatever. For what? Something that's not even guaranteed.
Exactly.
They say they can guarantee it, but in this field, you can't guarantee anything.
Hey, they had 100% money back guarantee, just as long as you catch them before they made it to Tijuana.
Probably. And and according, yeah, 100% money back guarantee. But what if they're saying, I guarantee you it's gone? I mean, who's guarantee? They're still they're gonna give back $10,000. You're right.
No, that would never happen, and nobody has that kind of cash. And everybody that contacts, our team is in fear. They're scared.
Right.
They don't know what to do, and you are going to run into some people that are so fearful that they would do anything just to get any kind of help, and that is just using them.
Yes.
And that's just not right.
Exactly. I know we've had clients that call us up and, they're on the phone and they're explaining everything and they're like, you're going to think I'm crazy. And, they're going on and on. And, I'm like, yes, we can help and all this stuff. And then at the very end, they're like, I hate to ask, but how much are you going to charge me?
Yeah, I've heard that several times too. I mean, I've been doing this since 2005. I've heard the same things.
Yeah.
They're and when you tell them, especially when I get contacted and they'll say, well, we'll donate, we'll help you, we'll give you a gift card. No, I don't. We don't need that.
Right.
We're here to help you, and if you want to help us, pay it forward.
Right. Yeah.
Help somebody else.
I've had people cry on the phone with me when I told them that we didn't charge. They just started crying, because they were like, thank you, It's amazing. And for people to take advantage of that, it angers me more than anything else in this world. It angers me.
It's very disrespectful to everybody and who's involved and everybody that is needing help. They don't need that extra added, trauma to try to pay a bill when it's not even a 100% guarantee, because, the paranormal field doesn't have, scientific founding. It doesn't have a basis to fall back on. It's just theory.
Right.
And it's something that we're working forward. Maybe one day we might have it, but who knows? That's why the field is always continuing to grow. But it seems like lately it is growing into a negative light because of some of the TV shows.
Yes.
And we fight so hard to try to keep it in the light. And it's just getting harder and harder every day.
Right. Exactly. And I can't agree with you more. It's so frustrating. And, and I was saying before we brought you on, I was ready to quit. I was so ready to quit. And the sad thing is this all basically came to me. Everything came to me when it comes to this. When it came to the paranormal, owning the company, doing the team, the writing, everything, it came to me. And I was ready to quit it all. I was like, I can't do this. This is frustrating. I give up. And everyone's like, no, you can't. And I basically told them, fine, then we're going to go in and we're going to fight to get this field back. And that's what I'm doing.
And that's why a lot of teams do need to have the same way of thinking, same way of going about things, and kind of following those established guidelines that is meant to be out there, that needs to fall back on. And it just goes into the bad limelight because of everything else.
Right. And somehow, some way, I think we do need to form those guidelines. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I think we need to.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be so nice.
Yeah. And I really think that something needs to come together and it needs to happen. And it doesn't have to be strict, like, you have to be this religion, you have to do it this way. It doesn't have to be like that. Just guidelines.
Here's a thought.
Here's a thought. Okay.
Here's a thought. how about like a national registry of paranormal teams that are certified across the country?
And there's some type of certification you take.
Yeah. Paranormal societies, he does, Bill keeps a very good, list of paranormal teams throughout the United States. And a lot of the cases that come to Oklahoma does come to my team because I request them. But there needs to be some type of, in the past, everybody was, when they were watching Ghost Hunters, everybody wanted a Ghost Hunters badge on their on their website or something.
Right.
But it needs to kind of, I don't want to even actually say umbrellaed, because people don't like to be labeled and put into boxes, and this field can't be put into a box. Because there is way too much theory out there, but just something for basic guidelines, basic understanding,
Right.
and respect.
Right. And like I said, we don't want to exile anyone that's doing this for the right reason, but we need those basic guidelines. We need that basic.
Yep. We kind of need something like a reputable source to where somebody can go, I'm having paranormal problems. Where can I go? Not necessarily who's best suited for me, but where can I go to start my search
Right.
to be able to find somebody that can help me?
And I know that there's a ton of websites you can go to, and I know we're on them too, different ones, but they don't really look into the groups.
No.
And that's another thing too, is I get contacted by so many clients that have contacted other paranormal teams, and they either don't get a phone call back, or they do get a phone call back and they investigate and they don't help them at all, or they don't give them evidence, or they don't talk to them anymore. Or I tell a lot of times when I talk to a client, have you done the research on the team?
Right.
You need to do the research on the team members. Look and see if they have any backgrounds, because I have ran into some paranormal teams where team members actually had records, and they shouldn't even be in your home if you have children and stuff.
Right.
And people need to not just look and find a team, but once you do find a team, research the members in that team and find out if they have any type of background, because you don't know who you're letting into your home.
Right.
And that's scary.
You should. And I really think there are good teams out there, and there are good people out there doing this for the right reasons. And I've communicated with, a lot of them in the past, 2 days because of my post. But I really think we all need to come together. We all need to come up with something that would be national to put all of us in to where we can be easily found. And honestly, I did not care that this other team was a competition. I cared that they were charging. If there's other teams in Tucson that aren't charging, they're not scaring the client, and they're doing it for the right reasons, so be it. More power to them. Doing it for the right reasons and not charging is what I care about the most.
Oh, yes. And it annoys me too when you've got a paranormal team and they come in and they tell you you've got demonic things, and just leave the client high and dry, and it scares the client half to death to where they have to go pay for hotel rooms for more than 2 weeks.
Right.
When it's totally not necessary.
Right.
Totally not necessary.
Yeah, and I think that needs to be one of the guidelines besides the not charging. Number 1, don't charge. Number 2, don't freaking go in there calling ghost or demonic and scaring your clients until you have absolute 100% evidence that it is. And it is rare. From my understanding, it is very rare.
It's very rare.
So why do that to someone? And I think those need to be guidelines. Things like that, knowing your equipment. If you're going to use this equipment, you need to take a class on this equipment.
Exactly.
Because like Will was saying, we use the Kinect. And yes, we have gotten things on the Kinect that we cannot explain, but we've also been able to trick the Kinect.
Oh, yeah, we've done it as well. We put a wooden chair right in front of the Kinect, and it looked like somebody was sitting there.
Yeah.
It's a chair. You can move the chair side to side and you can see the chair moving along. It's just the chair. There's nothing in the chair. It's just a chair. So you can trick it. You can, manipulate it. And just like atmosphere, anything around the home can change that. Copper wiring, especially in old locations and buildings, pipes, all sorts of stuff.
Right, exactly. And every piece of equipment you can trick.
Oh, yeah.
Your K2s.
Even the equipment can be faulty as well.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what I think that's something else that the teams need to do is have a course about the equipment. Know the downfalls of it, know what it does, and it's just it blows my mind that you see people and they're putting out evidence, okay, on the internet, and they have this K2 literally by like an electrical source, and they're like, look at the energy here, we're so haunted. And it's like, okay, do you not see that electrical source right next to you?
What?
Or they got it close. They got it to buy an amp.
Yeah,
And the
it's
amp
like
got copper in it.
it's like, and they honestly don't understand about the equipment because they never bothered to research it or learn. They just decided to go in with it and say, look, we're haunted.
Yes. And scare the crap out of the clients more than anything.
Yes. And we're getting a comment or their phone. Yeah, those phone apps. Oh my God, don't get me started on those phone apps.
Oh, yes. Phone apps can be just as ruthless.
They're fun.
They're fun to.
They let me know there's a ghost around me at all times. Sometimes multiple.
Yeah, we use them for entertainment purposes for sure, and to get a laugh when we get bored.
There was one that actually told you what the spirit's temperament was like, whether it's hostile or is it friendly.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Now, I've seen the little radar one where they beep up all over the place.
Yeah, it was similar to that, but it also would give you like a color for them, and then would say like whether they were like evil or good and hostile. And I was like, wow.
Does it do it with people? That would be awesome. I'm more scared of people.
that would be just learning how to read people.
I'm like, we need an app like that for people, but yeah, those apps. I've had them work once in a blue moon.
Mm-hmm.
And it shocked me when they did work. I was like, wow, that's unusual. But I don't go by them.
No, we do kind of do one app, and we don't fully go by it. We do listen to it, but there is other things that can, in the atmosphere that can change it.
Right.
And so then you can't 100% go by them.
Right. And that's the thing. You can't 100% go by anything in particular.
Anything.
So it has to be a mixture of, it has to be more than one piece of equipment doing it. It has to be something that, and you do have to use your experiences. And here's where I think I'm probably confusing my team right now that's listening, because I tell them personal experiences are just that, personal experiences. But if you have the equipment and everything to back it, then it's not just a personal experience. And then you can present it to the client.
That's right.
So it's equipment, and it has to be more than one piece of equipment. So you can't just rely on one thing. And that's why I said you can't really just rely on your personal experience, because, okay, I went into this room and I got sick. Okay, well, what if it was a smell in that room and it wasn't a ghost that made you feel that way? So you can't jump to those conclusions.
Or I was standing there with my recorder in hand. I got slapped on the butt. I got it on camera that it was you.
I've never slapped you on the butt. You're the one that likes to scare me at investigations.
But I'm so good at it.
Oh, you are. Will's the one that hides